If you are giving NIMANS, CIP, RINPAS, IBHAS or any Mphil Clinical Psychology entrance examination, then make sure that you watch this video till the end and let's start. Wholeheartedly thank you to this short textbook of psychiatry 7th edition by Neeraj Ahuja. So if you don't have this, you can buy this from the link in the description and you can also Google it for having this free PDF. Okay, so everything is available for free and let's start. First of all, we will do the revision and see how things goes for you. If you like the video, watch till the end and make sure that you are liking the video as well. And we will start with this. First of all, we will look into the Nobel Prizes in psychiatry and allied disciplines. Okay. Now, first name is Ivan Petrovich Pavlov, 1849-1936, Russia. He got the award in 1904, and I guess this was the recent. We in the yesterday video also we discussed about this thing about Nobel Prize, and somebody somewhere this question was also over there. Okay, so classical conditioning, physiology of dilation are the major contributions by him, Ivan Petrovich Pavlov. Now you will find this in C-book as well. Don't worry. Now Camillo Golgi and Santiago Ramon y Cajal, but from Italy and Spain, for the structure of CNS they got in 1906. Okay, 1 year after Alfred Binet Simon that test was published. Okay. Now structure of CNS by whom? Camillo Golgi and Santiago Ramon y Cajal. You will find this in C-book as well. Okay, don't worry. C-book remains the best. Like now, Julius Wagner von Horek, okay, from Austria. Now, see the name, first psychiatrist to receive a Nobel Prize in physiology or medicine. So, Julius Wagner von Jorek was the first, sorry for my pronunciation sometimes in English, first psychiatrist to receive a Nobel Prize in physiology or medicine in 1927. Okay, in 1927, and it was a first successful treatment of a major psychosis. Now, Antonio Caetano da Abro Freire Egas Moniz, you would have read this name, Egas Moniz, from Portugal for the psychosurgery prefrontal leucotomy. It is different from lobotomy, so make sure that you are aware of this thing. In 1949, now we are independent. Okay. Now, Konrad Lorenz, this is a IMP name. It appears in what? It appears in net as well. It appears in any exam. Konrad Lorenz. Why? Because of the ethology. You will find this name mentioned in the K book, the Kaplan as well, but it is not required as of now. Karl von Frisch, Germany, Nicholas Tinbergen. Okay, these two are the most IMP name. Konrad Lorenz and Nicholas Tinbergen. For ethology, they got Nobel Prize in 1973. And in one of the videos where I was making, it was on aggression. Okay, so on aggression, you would be wondered, on aggression book is written by Konrad Lorenz. Okay, so it is very difficult to think on these lines if you are reading about aggression theories, Berkowitz and all those frustration aggression hypothesis, the Dollard and Miller. But on aggression book is written by whom? It is written by Konrad Lorenz. Okay, so as you can see on your screen, on aggression by Konrad Lorenz, winner of the Nobel Prize. When he got the Nobel Prize? He got the Nobel Prize in 1973. Now after 1979, this is important, computer tomography scan, CT scan by Sir Godfrey Newbold Hounsfield and Ellen MacLeod Cormack. You just need to know the little names. Discovery of prions in 1997, Stanley V. Prusner, Eric Arkandel, Arvid Carlson, Paul Greengard. Signal transduction in CNS. Okay, so in CNS, how signal is transducted, it appears in 2000. They got the Nobel Prize. Now Paul C. Lauterbach and Sir Peter Mansfield about MRI. What you know about MRI, magnetic resonance imaging? Okay, you are put into a machine and all those things. It happened in 2003 that they got the Nobel Prize. Okay, but top 5 are the most IMP as far as your exam is concerned. These are the important ones. Okay, now we will move on to the more things given in this particular book. Okay, now you will see Alfred Adler from 1870 to 1937 coined the term lifestyle inferiority complex will to power creative self. Any question comes, mark Alfred Adler and move away. Founder of the school of individual psychology. Okay, so if you get confused, you can also associate like this, Alfred Adler, AI. Okay, so today is the generation of AI, Alfred Adler with your individual psychology, talking about the lifestyle, inferiority complex, will to power and creative self as well. Now Franz Alexander, sometimes known as the father of psychosomatic medicine. So if question appears, father of psychosomatic medicine, you know now Franz Alexander. And Ayurveda, you know, everyone knows 5 types of constitution and 3 main types of personality were described. Modernistic descriptions of mental disorders were stated in Ayurveda. Now George Miller Beard or Baird neurasthenia. Okay, now Eric Berne, this becomes again important. Eric Berne, 1910-1970. Games and Transaction. He has written one book, Games People Play, and I Am Okay, Not You Are Okay, like that. Founder of C wrote the book Games People Play. So if the question comes, who has written the book Games People Play? It is a good book. If you have watched, I mean, if you have read, it's fine. If it's not, it's completely okay. Founder of Transactional Analysis, TA. Okay, parent adult, and child adult. Those things. Now, Alfred Binet, 1857, 1911. This is not important. These dates are not important. Just to have a chronology in your mind. Designed the first formal scale of intelligence in 1905 along with Simon. Now this thing, the Eugen Bleuler, this this guy. Before that, who was there? You will find the name in this list as well. It was whom or it was who? We will find out shortly. If you forget, make sure that you watch the video on schizophrenia. Now, schizophrenia, as you can see, coined the term schizophrenia. Okay, these are the coined terms by them. Okay, now describe the cardinal symptoms of schizophrenia. So they can ask you who has given the cardinal symptoms of schizophrenia. They will give options as Kurt Schneider, Emil Kraepelin, and Alfred Binet or Jürgen Bleuler. So what you will mark? You will mark Jürgen Bleuler. Now James Braid, hypnosis, Cicero, libido. This is interesting. Libido was coined by Cicero, not Sigmund Freud, in 10643 BC. Nobody was there. Okay, in 10643 before Christ, nobody was there, but Cicero was the guy who coined the term libido. It is given in this particular book. Okay, now James Braid, hypnosis, and that time Sigmund Freud was not even born. Okay, now William Cullen, neurosis, Jean Pierre Delay, neuroleptic, first antipsychotic treatment in 1907. Their birth 1907. Neuroleptic Milligan syndrome. Just Google what is this of psychosis. Okay, now Walter Cooper Dendy, psychotherapia. This was the first coined term by Walter Cooper Dendy in 1794, 1871. Okay, even the first official psychology school is not even born yet. Okay, now Pierre Deniker, hibernotherapy by whom? By Pierre Deniker. Eric Erikson, psychohistory and identity crisis. This is IMP. Describe the stages of life. So psychohistory was given by Eric Erikson. Identity crisis also, the 8 stages. Make sure that you remember that right before the examination. And Jean E.D. Esquirol, hallucination and monomania. Monomania and hallucination was coined by this guy. I know it's quite tricky to remember all of these, but just right before the exam, you revise these things. Okay. Jean-Pierre Falret, mental alienation. Thus, psychiatrists came to be known as alienist. Now this is IMP 1801. Gustav Theodore, psychophysics. He coined the term psychophysics. Founder of experimental and physiological psychology, as well as he also influenced whom? Sigmund Freud. That is interesting. For that you have to read more books. Now Ernst von Feuchterleben has given the term psychosis. Ernst von Feuchtersleben. Okay, Ernst von Feuchtersleben has given the term, coined the term psychosis. Now moving forward, what else is given? See Sigmund Freud, how many? All these terms are given by Sigmund Freud. Some things are given wrong over here as well. Okay, free association, so you have to be little alert. Okay, not every book is giving right information, but mostly they give 90% correct and 10% sometimes here and there, so we will get the leverage for that. Okay, now free association, psychoanalysis, psychodynamics, Oedipus complex, Electra complex, penis envy, primal scene, ego defense mechanisms, repression, psychological. See this psychological determinism, also known as psychic determinism as well. This was the recent question in net as well. Pleasure principle, reality principle. Okay, so it is psychological determinism as well. So don't get confused. Psychic determinism was also given by Sigmund Freud. Okay, now founder of this, some of this you all know about this. Now moving forward to the next one, Franz Joseph Gall, founder of phrenology. Okay, now what is phrenology? You should know, obviously. Bhagavad Gita, probably the first recorded evidence of crisis intervention psychotherapy. Probably the first recorded evidence of crisis intervention therapy. This is IMP. They can ask you out of these, which is the first one. You will answer Bhagavad Gita. Gokel, psychology. In 1547, 1628. Can you imagine? Nobody is born. Who is the big names you listen or have heard about those big names? They are not even born this time. Okay, Babar is conquering in India. Now, Wilhelm Griesinger, unitary psychosis, this term was coined by him. Founder of the specialty of neuropsychiatry, first full-time academic psychiatrist with a medical orientation. Now, Ewald Hecker, hebephrenia. Johann C. Heinroth, Johann C. Heinroth, psychosomatic. Karen Horney, this is important. Karen Horney is important because she was so jealous, not jealous, but she was against Sigmund Freud. Okay. Now, American psychoanalyst Neo-Freudian described a theory of neurosis. So, if you know the answer, comment down below what anxiety did she propose. It was it basic, moral, or what anxiety she proposed against, not against Freud, but on his theory, on her theory, what she proposed as compared to Sigmund Freud. Okay. Now, see Sigmund Freud for that. Some things are not given also over here. Not complete thing, but these are the main primary terms which he coined and they all coined. Okay. Now, what is left now? Psychasthenia by Pierre Janet, Maxwell Jones, Therapeutic Community, Carl Gustav Jung, that is important for you, 1875, 1961. Collective and Personal Unconscious, founder of analytical psychology. That is why I told you AI to remember with Alfred Adler and individual psychology. And for this analytical psychology, now there is a confusion. Okay. Now it's up to you how you will remember this Carl Jung. See, nobody will remember CA. Carl, this is not possible, but Jung, Carl Jung is possible. So how you can remember is Alfred Adler, individual psychology, Carl Jung, analytical psychology. Like this, it will be in cross. Okay, it will be in cross, not this one, but this one. Okay, it will be sorry, it will be diagonal, not cross. It will be diagonally. You can arrange, and you will never forget, or you will never be confused. Individual psychology is given by whom? Given by Alfred Adler. If you are sleepwalking, somnambulism, what is happening with you? You will answer Alfred Adler, individual psychology, and Carl Jung with analytical psychology as well. Okay. So with this, we'll move forward to the next one. That is our okay. Karl Baum, catatonia, symptom complex, and cyclothymia. These were the names coined by him. Leo Kanner described infantile autism. Okay, there's one more thing called as infantile amnesia. Go and read C book, you will find that thing over there. Now, Malign Klein, however you want to pronounce, about basic trust, child psychoanalyst. And yesterday also we solved this. I mean, we were doing a PYQ of some paper and we saw this Malign Klein option over there. And I told you this is not going to happen with the question that was asked over there. Now see Emil Kraepelin, dementia praecox, important work on psychiatric nosology and classification. Dementia praecox was changed to what? Changed to schizophrenia by whom? By Kurt Schneider? No, never, nada. It was given by whom? It was given by Eugen Bleuler. Okay. Now, Kraft Ebing, B. Richard Vaughan, given sadism and masochism. So these all will rarely come, but you just need to know these names. You have to be familiar with these names. Abraham Maslow, self-actualization, self-realization, you will know this. Now, Franz Anton Mesmer, animal magnetism. This sounds amazing. So you should remember, animal magnetism was given by Franz Anton Mesmer. This Adolf Meyer is important, founder of psychobiology, famous for common sense psychiatry. Okay, sorry, not Alfred Adler, Adolf Meyer, common sense psychiatry. This is important, and you must know what is emergency psychiatry. Well, that is what you will learn eventually once you are a clinical psychologist. And now, what this thing? Benedict Augustin Morel, demens precoce or precoce. So something like dementia precox he want to say, but he could not say completely. It was 1809, 1833. Now, Ivan Petrovich Pavlov, classical conditioning, animal studied on conditioned reflexes, from where we get everything. Jean Piaget or Jean Piaget, 1897-1980, extensive studies on the nature of children intellectual development. Philip Penal, famous for humane and moral treatment of mentally ill. This is IMP, Penal guy. James Pritchard, Moral Insanity, Adaptational Psychodynamics by Sandor Rado, Hungarian psychoanalyst. Otto Rank, Birth Trauma and Will Therapy, this becomes IMP. Okay, we were having this option as well in that particular question, if I remember correctly. Birth Trauma and Will Therapy were given by Otto Rank. Isaac Ray, father of American forensic psychiatry. Okay, if the question is about if you are giving NFSU, it becomes important. What? American forensic psychiatry. Now, Johann Christian Real, psychiatry coined by him, found the first psychiatric general. Who has found the first psychiatric general? Johann Christian Ryle. Carl Rogers, client-centered psychotherapy, American psychologist, non-directive psychotherapist. This becomes important. Okay. Now, Benjamin Rush, father of American psychiatry, IMP, father of American psychiatry, Benjamin Rush. Obviously, you are giving Indian examination, so this will not be asked, but you have to be well known or about these names. Okay, now don't get confused. Isaac Ray was the father of American forensic psychiatry, and he is the father of Benjamin Rush is the father of American psychiatry. There's little difference of this forensic thing. Now, Bruce Frederick Skinner, founder of operant conditioning model of learning. Harry Stack Sullivan, founder of Interpersonal School of Psychiatry. You will learn about para, syn, pretext, paratext, and syntax like that, not syntax. But they were the three modes given by Henry Stack Sullivan, who was a neo-Freudian. Now, Simon Andre Tissot, onanism was given by him. This term was coined by him, Simon Andre Tissot, first medical description of masturbation. And if you know who has given term about mental masturbation, then comment down below. Now, moving forward, okay, these are the last one. And Juan Luis Vives wrote the first modern textbook of psychology. Yay! In 1492, 1540. Juan Luis Vives, long live the king, vive le roi. Okay, now John Broadus Watson, J.B. Watson, founder of behaviorism. Johann Weir, sometimes known as the father of modern psychiatry. Sometimes, okay, not every time, sometimes known as the father of modern psychiatry. And Paolo Giacchia, probably the first forensic psychiatrist. Probably the first forensic psychiatrist is this. Okay, so this guy is Juan Luis Vives from Spain. Okay, so first of all, in the appendix 1, we discovered the Nobel Prizes who got when, and in the second one, we discovered about who coined the term. Out of that, some of the most important, whatever we read just now, 25-30, out of that 10 to 15 are the most important and most primary for you. Okay, now we are going to look at the complete glossary of this particular book, but we will not deal with each and every word or each and everything over here. But the most famous ones and the most appearing in your examination we will discuss right now. Now, abstract thinking, it's okay, and the main important thing is catalepsy. I want to show you this thing. What is catalepsy? And you can read all rest all on your own. You will have the book and you can read. Now, catalepsy is, or catalepsy, how you want to pronounce, the person maintains body posture into which it is placed. Okay, so if somebody is placed like this, he will maintain the posture like this only. Also see waxy flexibility, which we are going to witness in some time, but because it is important, you don't confuse with catalepsy is different and cataplexy is different. Okay, there's a word difference, I mean the meaning different, and the syntax, not syntax, but the words are also different. Cataplexy and catalepsy, make sure that you are not confused with this, because they will definitely confuse with this if they want to. Now in cataplexy, what is happening? Abrupt loss of muscle tone. I hope you know what is muscle tone. Come on. Without impairment of consciousness, often seen in narcolepsy. Now if you want to read about narcolepsy, go and read C-book. You will find the answer why it is narcolepsy and what is cataplexy in complete basic to advanced detail. Okay, but point over here is catalepsy means maintaining body posture into which it is placed. No movement whatsoever happening, but in cataplexy, there is abrupt loss of muscle tone without impairment of consciousness. Okay. Now, coprolalia, vocal tics characterized by shouting of obscene words. Sometimes you can see. And see, I don't know why it is interesting that some of the French words are used in these glossaries. Out of nowhere, deja entendu, a false sense of familiarity when hearing something new. Okay. So sometimes you would have feel like, okay, you know this thing. A false sense of familiarity when hearing something new. Okay, you are listening for something for the very first time, but you will feel like no, wait, I have heard this thing earlier also. But it is what? It is a false sense of familiarity. You are not at all familiar, but you feel like it is called as deja entendu. To understand like that. And there is one more word French from here. It is where it is deja vu. Okay, you would have heard this word many times. Deja vu means a false sense of familiarity with unfamiliar circumstances or scenes. And this is where it becomes important for me to differentiate for you deja entendu and deja vu. Now what is deja vu? When you are seeing something, when you are looking something, it is deja vu. But deja entendu is when you are, this is your pinna and the tympanic membrane going like this, and this. These are what? These are your ears. Ears. Entendu means when you hear something unfamiliar but you feel okay, I am familiar. This is deja entendu. And deja vu. V is for vision. You can associate like this also. Vu means to see, and V is vision over here, and it means when you are saying something unfamiliar but you feel familiar. And these are what? These are a false sense. These are a false sense that becomes important over here. Now after that, which one more it is, where it went? Okay, now see again a folie à deux. Okay, folie à deux. Now what is the meaning of the means two in French. Okay, a means I mean one, two means two, trois means three, quatre means four, and like saying six, sept, with neuf, these. Okay, like that. So this is the counting over here, and this is folie. Folie means for something false, you can associate. Other means twice, I mean two. Delusions. Now, what are delusions? These are the false beliefs. That's why that schizophrenia lecture becomes so much important to get complete concept clarity with me. Now, shared between two closely connected persons. Delusions shared between two closely connected persons. Maybe it can be your mother or father or mother's sister or father's brother. And you are getting what? You are getting fully the delusions shared between two closely connected persons. Sometimes if the persons are three, trois, it is written wrong. Quatre and famille. Folia famille means complete family you are getting delusion with. Okay, now we will move ahead. Formication, fugue. See, one more option is there. Dissociative fugue. If you know, important, go and read C book. You will find the answer over there. And jamais vu, jamais entendu. See, again, same thing is happening. Now, what is happening over here is a sense of unfamiliarity when hearing something familiar. Entendu means to listen every time you hear something, and vu means to view. I mean to watch or to see or to regard. A sense of unfamiliarity with familiar circumstances or scenes. It's just the opposite of deja. Okay, so deja means you have seen that thing earlier, and jamais means never. Okay, it is the meaning called as never. Jamais means never, never heard, never seen, but still you feel that okay, you know about this thing. Now mutism is also important. You will find many times repeating mutism, complete absence of speech. And then this stupor is also important. A clinical syndrome of akinesis and mutism with relative preservation of consciousness, of conscious awareness. Okay, now these all the things are important. You need to revise right before your exam. Okay, so you can fetch more marks. See, neologism, every paper is asking about this, and you are happy, I am okay, you are okay. Now thought echo, what it is? Echo de la pense, whatever thinking, voices speaking out thoughts aloud, also called as echo de la pense. So make sure that you remember this thing. And now see, tick is given over there, and see this flexi flexibility. Parts of body can be placed in positions that will be maintained for a long period. Now what you are doing, you are making this person move your hand like this, legs like this, and even if very uncomfortable, they will maintain it for the longer period of times. Flexible like wax, the process is called as waxy flexibility. So associate in your memory waxy flexibility, that you will move a person like this and that, as well as catalepsy, and don't confuse it with cataplexy or cataplexy. Okay. Now, one more thing, verbigeration is senseless repetition of same words or phrases over and over again. This might come in exam, verbigeration. So, verb is some verb, senseless repetition of same words or phrases over and over again. Okay. Now, can you answer this question number 76? Vexy flexibility is disorder of memory, emotion, motor behavior, or consciousness. What you will answer? Now, can you answer this question number 87 regarding Ganser syndrome? Which of the following is true? For that, refer to F book and the N book. Why? You are going to just witness right now. Don't know the answer? Cancer syndrome. Which of the following is true? Repeated lying, approximate answers, unconscious episodes, and fighting illness. Same book, thanks to them and thanks to the paper setter. Other dissociative disorder under that, you will find Ganser syndrome, called as hysterical pseudodementia, is commonly found in prison inmates. Found in prison inmates. Okay. Now, the characteristic feature is forbidden. I mean forbidden. If you want to say forbidden, forbidden, how you want to pronounce, it's up to you. Which is also called as approximate answers. The answers are wrong but show that the person understands the nature of question asked. For example, this is IMP. When asked the color of a red pen, the patient calls it blue. Nature of question understanding but giving the wrong answers, also called as approximate answers, also called as forbidden, also called as Ganser syndrome. 1 mark easy, 2 mark easy, whatever mark is easy. Now this question number 78 from RINPAS 2024. Wonder, I wish there was a helping hand. NDPS Act is associated with? Nobody has no idea. Child abuse, disability, testamentary capacity, or substance abuse. But one knows how to read the CANF framework if you are following the channel. Thanks to them and thanks to the question paper setter. The Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act (NDPS). Earlier it was Opium Act of 1857 when the Britishers were over here. And then for the complete detail, go refer to the book called as the N book, link in the description. With this, we will wrap up today's session of your revision for Mphil Clinical Psychology entrance examination. We have just revised everything about the coin terms, everything about the glossary, and everything about the majorly about the Nobel Prizes. Okay, so if you find questions from this, make sure that you mark that correctly and revise these properly again and again so that you can score easy marks and you will not lose any marks that are right in front of you. Okay, all right, with this we'll end today's session, today's video. I hope you like the video. Make sure that you like it, and if you have not yet joined on the Telegram channel, so you can join from there for study materials and all these things as well. Till then, goodbye, take care, see you all soon. Any exam, follow the CANF framework, and see you as a clinical psychologist. Thank you.